Hello, everyone. My name is Danny, and this is my review for the movie 211. Inspired by one of the longest and bloodiest real life events in police history, Officer Mike Chandler and a young civilian passenger find themselves underprepared and outgunned when fate puts them squarely in the crosshairs of a daring bank heist in progress by a fearless team of highly trained and heavily armed men. This is a 2018 movie. It is rated R. It runs 87 minutes. It stars Nicolas Cage. Sort of. So, yeah. Um, this is one movie for Nicolas Cage that I don't appreciate them putting him on the cover. Just because he's the biggest star in the film doesn't mean he has to be on the cover, because it's not really about him, and he plays kind of a minor role in the whole scheme of things of this movie. And so I wish they would have just put like a picture of the couple on there, maybe with their baby or something, and that would have been a better picture of them, because they're the focal point of this whole movie. So, yeah. This is my 201st YouTube review. The movie is called 211. I am sort of a spoiler reviewer because I like to talk about the movie, so just letting you know. The first thing that I didn't like that they say in this movie, because it gets really confusing at the beginning. You're wondering where it's going to go and everything from Afghanistan. The second that they say that they're going to do things the hard way, these guys, these soldiers, I'm like, okay, this movie's off to a bad start, because anytime somebody says that they want to do something the hard way, they're just being idiotic. We could have, had these guys at the beginning of this movie accept the $1 million that they're wanting from this guy, but no, we have to go through this elaborate plan of, robbing a bank and everything, and yeah. So it just seemed kind of weird right at the beginning. Didn't get off to a great start. I was wondering if they were going to connect the dots in this movie, because I'd say in the first 20 minutes they go about 20 different directions, and there's characters involved, and there's more cops having lines, and you wonder if they're going to be important, and there's just stuff going on, and you kind of get lost in the first 20 minutes, so you're wondering what's going on. And I was wondering if everything was going to get connected or not. I was paying attention the whole time, but I don't think everything got connected, because it went so many different ways. And I didn't know what this movie was going to end up being, to be honest. And so I would have appreciated maybe a longer movie so that they could take some time to slow down and explain some things. But other than that, it ends up connecting most things, and it all comes to fruition with this bank heist. So mostly it made sense. I just would have appreciated a little bit longer movie so they could have explained a couple more things. There is good diversion in this movie. I was kind of wondering where things were going along the way, and it takes forever to set up. The first 20 minutes seem like they drag on forever. And then the next hour, it still has some things happen, and you're like, oh, why is that happening? Why are we focusing on this? Why are we taking time to show this? Then it ends up being really important for the importance of a diversion of the bank heist. So I thought that was kind of cool. I did appreciate that part. That was good. The thing I didn't appreciate is this movie not doing what every other movie that has ever existed about a bank heist does, and that's lock things down, that's call the bank phone number somewhere in there to get communication with them, get their demands, try and get the hostages out safely. Everything just kind of happens in this movie, and I feel like it's completely rushed, and they're not doing things the way that they're supposed to, and all of a sudden the hostages are sent out, and that one of them has like a bomb on them and everything, and so like you're wondering why people aren't going by protocol here, and checking the hostages as they come out and all this other stuff. And yeah, so I didn't appreciate how that went. I don't know why they didn't do things that way, but like I said, it felt rushed. So maybe they just plain felt like they didn't have time to, have them call them and have a discussion and a dialogue about their demands and stuff like that. The other thing that I just found silly about this movie, and I'm wondering why Nicolas Cage is attaching himself to movies like this, is the bad, horrible, like, makeup of somebody getting shot or somebody dying. There's like two or three times where it's very obvious, and the most obvious one to me that I'm probably going to remember for a while is the bank manager. He gets like squarely shot in the head, supposedly, and it should go right through him, right? It should be blood and guts everywhere, like a Saw movie. There's like a little scratch on his head right here as he falls back into the chair, and he's like sitting like this. I'm like, the whole, I don't want to try and explain how bad that is, but it's really bad. And then there's a couple other guys, like you're like, telling people to stay down, they're not staying down. Like 20 guys are shooting at this one guy in the parking lot, and none of them are hitting him. So things like that. So I'm going to give 211 a B, because honestly, when you get into it, you enjoy it most of the time, and there's a lot to it, and it comes to fruition at the end. And it has a nice ending, and it has great acting. It has great camera work. There's one time in the kind of the middle where it shows the woman on the phone, the mother to be, and it shows her baby thing right next to her. It's great camera work, great acting. I appreciated most of the movie, so I'm going to give 211 a B, and I do suggest seeing it. I'm very sorry that Nick Cage feels like he has to do this stuff. I don't know what you all think about why he's doing like low grade movies like this, and why he's not getting put in any kind of spotlight. I haven't seen him in a blockbuster in a long time, but he's busy doing stuff like this. I guess he feels like that's his path right now. I don't know why, but anyways, if you have any opinion on that, on why Nick Cage isn't getting big time work, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm moving on and upward here past my 200th review. I appreciate everybody who watches and comments and everything on my videos. So thanks a lot, and enjoy your movies, guys. Thanks.